How to develop or destroy trust in your teens. Hi, my name is Dr. Yadinuga. I'm the founder for Action for Teens and Mom's Health and a public health physician. Today we're going to talk about habits or things you do that can actually destroy the trust between you and your teens or develop them. Um, have you found out that your teens are pulling away from you because they don't trust you enough? Or do you find out that they are moving closer to their peers or to their friends and find it easier to relate to them? Or in the past, have you found that your trust was violated even with your parents while you were growing up and you couldn't just trust them again? So today we're going to talk about things you can do to build that trust with your teens. So whatever experience you're having will be mended, or your past experience with your parents would not be replicated now with your teens. Three things that teens would ask, or anybody would ask somebody that they're relating with. One, do you care for me? Can you help me? Can I trust you? Those are three questions that John Maxwell put in one of his books. And these are things that teenagers want to know. Now, as parents, we first need to extend trust to our teenagers before demanding trust from them. Many a time, just like maybe the baseball players or the sports, first of all, we want to make sure that they're the winning team before we say, yeah, we can trust them, or even bet on them, or have that confidence that they will do well. But there are some people that would just take up this new team, and put their money on those people, and they didn't wait till they became winners. The same thing with our children. We have to extend that trust to them first, and then after that, we now demand trust back from them. It's not until they prove their trust before we should give them trust. And also, we have to allow our children, after we have been able to prove that they can trust us, then we now demand trust from them. This is very important. And violating trust can actually scar people for life. Some of you have gone through that. Some of us have gone through that, whereby our trust have been violated one way or the other and has left deep scars in our lives. So now I'll talk about habits that can destroy trust. The first habit is not keeping promises. If you cannot keep your promise, don't make them. You could say, I'll think about it. You could say, that's a good idea, but hold on, let me think about it. Or that's a possibility. Don't say what you cannot do. Secondly, being judgmental or critical. Many of us as parents, when our kids tell us things, we become very critical of the action. We become judgmental. Why should you do this? Why should you wear this? Why should you have this kind of friend? Why should you even think about it in the first place? Many times it's out of fear, but we shouldn't. We should learn to just listen through and advise appropriately. Also, twisting the truth or exaggerating the truth. Sometimes when we are relaying what they've done, or we have to, we kind of twist the truth, or when we want them to believe what we believe in, we kind of twist the twist the facts around, or you exaggerate consequences, and just because we want them to believe us, we shouldn't. We should say things as they are. Also, speaking bad about your children, rather than to others or even to their siblings or to them, rather than address the person, let us address the action or the situation. What you've done is bad. Not you are a bad person, you're a bad girl, you're a bad boy. No, we should not speak bad about them or tell other people this child is this or that. Other things that will destroy trust with your teens are lack of empathy. When you don't empathize with your teen, it can break trust. Why? Because teenagers are emotional people. They see, they relate more to the way you express yourself. Are you feeling their pain? Are you understanding? And we are capable of being empathetic because we're teenagers ourselves, and we've also made even the mistakes they are making as adults that we are. So we should always relate to them with empathy. Lack of empathy can destroy trust. being self-centered, many of us actually are self-centered. We think more of first about ourselves before our teens, or when they do something, how will people hear? What will they say? What I can't have my child doing this. I can't, rather than us actually putting ourselves in their shoe and thinking about how this affects them generally, what emotional turmoil they are going through themselves. When we don't show any empathy, or we are self-centered, it actually destroys trust. Okay, this is a time when, if you are resonating with what I'm saying, please like, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, please ring that bell, and please share. Okay, so please put in the comments what you've learned so far. What have you picked on so far on things that could destroy trust with you or your teens? Now we're going to talk about trust builders, things that will develop trust between you and your teens, between us as parents and our teenagers. The first thing is integrity. Integrity matters, and it is meaning what you say. What are the things that you say? If you don't mean them, don't say them. But when you mean them, please to say it. And other thing is consistency. You have to be consistent with your words. You have to consistent with your actions. Do what you say per time. I'll give you an example. Today we went to church and we're already running late, and there's a principle that, come, when we are running late, there's no digression. Just go straight to your classes. And as we went in, I was very surprised to see the church was newly decorated. It was just beautiful. We had Christmas trees, we had everything. I was like, oh my goodness, please come take my picture. And my dad was like, okay. And she took the picture. And as she finished, she was like, Mom, you know, you said that we should, when we get to church, we should not be distracted and move closely. I'm surprised that you had the time to take a picture when we were late. I was like, dang. Okay, I'm sorry. I was not consistent. I didn't do what I was saying. I had to apologize that time. So when you're able to do what you say per time and consistently, it builds the trust. It's not as if you do one thing, you say one thing and do the other. So all this builds trust because they know that those are the values. Those are the values they should live by. And it's not just them as children. Everybody lives by those values per time. Also, being reliable and keeping our promises is so important. Your children should be able to rely on you to help them. They should be able to rely on you to provide for them. And they should be able to rely on you in terms of communication. When they want to talk, are you there? Or are you too busy for them? Are you too busy with life, with work, that you don't even have time for them when they need you the most? Another thing is taking care of your children is the same thing. Do you put your children first? When they see that your priority is them as children, is the family. I know that our careers as mothers, as parents are important to us. Without our careers growing, we ourselves will not be fulfilled. Without us putting the best into our work, we might not get the promotions we want, and we might not even get the kind of pay that we would want to get and even provide for them. But that being said, we also have to make sure that our families are being prioritized so that when they need you, you show up for them. And so what you should do is to seek to serve, seek to add value, seek to always have an open line of communication with your children, family time. When you are there, this actually builds that trust and bonding that they are looking out for. It's so important. Also, acting with the right motives is another thing. When you act with the right motive, and when your goal is to help your teen, when your goal is to add value to them, when your goal is not about yourself, but to glorify God, they see that, they see what your motives are. They see that it's not selfish, it's not about you, it's about helping them. When your motive is right, they are probably likely to trust you more. Even as they grow, they know that it's not about you, but about them. It's about the principles, about the values, and what is best for them. It's so important. Respect. We have to have a high level of regard for our children. We have to believe in them, believe in their skills, believe in their abilities, encourage them. Even when they fail, we should still let them know that we believe in them. You know, encourage them, but let them know that failure in this subject is not failure across life. You should not bring them down or not regard their skill or their know-how, or when they contribute, you just put them down. No. We should also have respect and high regard for our children. Another thing is being interdependable. Let them know that there are certain things you expect from them, and there are certain things that they should expect from you. So for instance, back home while we're in Nigeria, we had house assistants, and that was able to do a lot of chores, help out with home care, help out with some other things. But when we moved down here, we didn't have that luxury anymore, and the children had to do some chores, and we appreciate them for that, and we have to let them know we depend on you to do certain things in the house. We depend on you to pass your exams. We depend on you to be the best you could be across board, and also let them know that you also could be depended on. So it's a relationship that you have to let them know that is you depend on each other. We are all in this boat, okay? My success is your success is my success. I can't be a success at work and the home is in chaos. I can't be a success at work and you, my children, are not being responsible. So everybody's all our lives, every area of our lives is everybody's responsibility, and each person contributes to the success of each other, even though we should take ownership of our success as well. So we have to let them know that that we depend on each other for, just to move on. So also having a trusting heart is important. Many a times when they fall or when they fail to do certain things, we easily don't trust them. We go from I trust you and I don't trust you anymore. No, let us have a trusting heart. And when you do something, let them know that, see, you are at a point of 10 in my trust scale. Now you are at 8 because you did A, B, C, and D. These are the things you ought to do to move back to a 10. And if they do something else and we're at 8 and they move down to maybe 7, you let them know you were at 10 before. You did A, B, C, and D. You became 8. Now you're at 7. These are the things you need to do to get to 10. Let them know that you still trust them irrespective of what they do. And they can still achieve that trust. And they have to earn it. And you have to define what it means for you to trust them or for them to trust you. It has to be defined. And being authentic is another thing that builds trust with your teens. You have to be true to yourself. You have to be authentic. Don't fake it until you make it as a mother. You have to be vulnerable. Show your vulnerability. Let them know where you are financially, so everybody's expectation is being met. Not putting burden on your children and say, oh, I don't have money for the house. They're going to kick us out. I don't have money for food. No. But let them know the available resources, how you're going to manage it. And so the expectations is being met. Be real, be authentic to yourself. And being authentic about situations actually build trust because they can see it. And when you've moved from that point to a higher or better position, let them know as well. It's really important. And I'll just say a few things that parents who value their teenagers give them the best efforts that they have. Parents who also value their teenagers add value to them, and they don't seek to be served, but they serve their children by adding value. Thirdly, parents who value their kids empower them and not control them. You empower them with skills, you empower them with information, you empower them with facts, and not to seek to control them. Also, parents who value their teens motivate their teens and not demotivate or manipulate them. You have to be able to motivate them through facts, through values, through principles, rather than trying to manipulate your teens by using emotional words. Yeah, that's different. And that's where parent leadership comes in, where you're a parent of influence. And you've gained this influence over time from being a parent to being a friend, okay, to being a coach, to being a mentor, to being a lifelong influence on your children. It's so important. Now, to get the best, so you need to show them that level of trust. You need to give them that trust. Then you can demand from them the things they need to do for you to trust them. So thank you. Thank you for listening. I'm sure you've gained a lot from what I've spoken today. I want to share what you've learned. I want to also to share in the comments below. Please share, engage with me. What are the things you learned today that you're able to implement? And what are the things that worked for you in building trust in your teams that you want to share with me or to share with other people? Please put in the comment section. Like, subscribe if you haven't done that yet, and share with other people that will benefit from this, because the more you share, the more you yourself are able to help the people that you love the most. You're able to help your friends when they listen to this. So thank you. Have a lovely week and happy Thanksgiving. It was Thanksgiving this weekend, and it was just awesome. So enjoy the rest of your weekend. God bless. Bye.